Hi and welcome to Moment Issue. And today's video is going to talk about headache, which is a nervous disorder. Headache is a nervous disorder that affects the organization, composition of the body because it affects the major part of the body, which is the head part. And this usually occurs between the ages of 3 and above. And when a child is experiencing headache, you can easily feel it. You can see their forehead will be a little bit warm, and when you take their temperature, it might be slightly high. Is the same thing happens sometimes? Somebody experiencing headache might have a slight bit of body temperature. Types of headache we have many types of headache, which I will be talking about few for you to identify what sort of headaches you have in a minute. We have tension headache. This usually starts from the back of the head all the way through to the side of the head, whereby you feel a little bit of tightness of in your head, and the head will be breathing from behind. And when this occurs, it disorganizes the composition of how people relate at this time. Sometimes the tension headaches occur whereby you've been experiencing some sort of distress, sometimes, in not in all cases, and sometimes if you have overworked yourself, you will start feeling the tension all the way from the back of your head. Also, we have migraine, which affect part of the forehead, either to the left or to the right, sometimes all the way to the front region, and you could feel it as if the head is like beating. At this time, when you have this migraine, the symptoms usually have you have sensitivity to brightness of light, and sometimes the head feels heavier than the usual size, and the head become more persistent when you make a movement of your body, maybe turning towards the right or the left. Sometimes we could feel it uh, when we experience the brightness of the nature, and sometimes when you're in a dark room and the light is suddenly turned on, you could feel it more because it's very sensitive kind of headache. Then we have a cluster headache as well, whereby it affects the eye socket. You can feel it from the socket of the eye, and when you have a cluster headache, you will have it, usually you feel it, the pain from your eye, and in most cases, your doctor will have to tell you to go and visit the optician. It's quite a little bit strange when you say, so, "Oh, I have headache," and your clinician has requested you to go for an eye test. Yes, if you have an eye issues, definitely you might be straining your eye, so definitely this could cause headache. Also, we have a sinus headache. A sinus headache comes, you can feel it from your forehead and all the way through to the nasal. When it touches the cheekbones, you could really feel the pain there, and the headache is still there. But you feel it much from your forehead all the way to your nasal and the collar cheeks here. So that is when you feel it is a little bit irritating. You don't want to touch anything. You don't want anybody to touch you. You are very sensitive, and sometimes it occurs when you have flu, and sometimes this is really common when you have flu and fever. You have a sinus headache. Also, we have what is called post-trauma headache. A post-trauma headache usually occur in the forehead and the neck. Usually occur when we undergo a trauma, a shock, when we experience a loss as well, when we lose if a loved or family ones. We do have that post-trauma headache, which is around the neck region. Most times you felt like, oh, is it because I'm bending my head too much? Is it because I've been crying too much? Sometimes the loss of a particular thing, failure or something, could trigger this post-trauma headache. And post-trauma headache occurs at intervals, especially when you remember that occurrence that this thing just happened to me, and I don't like the way I feel. With this person, I'm not going to see this person anymore. Oh, this person has decided to leave me in this relationship. So, this tension headache comes every now and then you start to have body pains everywhere, the post traumatic pains, headache, sorry, we start giving you body pains and all that. Then we also have an hypertension headache, which is uh, in some cases, yeah, you have continuous headache that is not going, and this is due to you having a high blood pressure, and you can also feel that one at the back of your head. Sometimes at the forehead as well. These are symptoms for you to look out for when you are experiencing different types of headache. And sometimes when you are not well dehydrated, oh my God, you will definitely have headache. When you are really dealing with dehydration in your body, the headache will be there. Then also, if you are hungry, I mean, when you are properly hungry, you could feel some tremors in your hands. You could feel some little bit of shaky within your body. And when you start feeling these symptoms, you know what will comes of it. The nervous system will start communicating with the brain to tell you, I'm hungry, and definitely you will have headache. So many factors can cause you to have headache. Sometimes it might be your sleeping position. Sometimes it might be the pillow which you are using. It might be too high for you, or it might be too hard for you. So sometimes check your pillows. You need to change them when you're feeling headache from sleep. And sometimes when you don't have enough sleep, you can also have headache. I hope I've been able to highlight briefly some things that can cause you to have constant headaches. Until I come your way next time, thanks for joining me today. This is Moment with Shion, streaming on www.momentwithshionblogspot.com, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thanks for watching.